Hello everybody out there. Today I'm going to be starting a little mini series of hyper pin, or I should say visual pinball tables that I've owned in real life versus the ones on visual pinball. Now I broke this up into 3 different categories: table alignment, artwork, and physics. And I don't mean this to be as a tool for somebody to, try to rate one author against another. So I'm not going to be, or I'm going to try not to be mentioning table authors' names, because right off the bat I will say I appreciate everything that the authors have done. They've done a tremendous amount of work on these tables. I mean it more for like people that say, the experience is nothing like the real thing, and what I want to do is give them an idea of how much different it is or isn't. On this table, the F-14 Tomcat, I give the table alignment a rating of 9.5. The artwork an 8.5, the physics a 9. All of these are based out of 10. So my overall scoring of this table versus the real thing, I give it a 9 out of 10 stars. Some of the little things that I've noticed is right over here. There's a little bit of graphical glitches, not a big deal, and you can see a little bit of the rubber, how I guess it's part of direct 3D stretching, and it's, a little bit not smooth for me, as well as a couple of graphical glitches here. I think overall the table is, in today's perspective, I'm going to say a medium quality. I wouldn't give it the highest quality of today's tables. You could look at the file size of it and it's a little bit smaller, but one thing that I did rate it high on was the table alignment. I mean, everything is just placed perfectly like the original table. I'm gonna go ahead and start up a game. We gotta put in some quarters first. And one of the things that I rate it so highly for is how much it plays just like the real game. When I go through this top loop and it lands over here or here, once I hit it over, I always did this on the real machine. Held my flippers. So once the ball came from this side, it would do like a ball pass on the top side of the flippers. Once it did the ball pass, I could catch it with the other side of the flipper and start trying to hit those top flippers. The only, I'm going to say, exception for the table alignment, where it doesn't feel quite right, it seems like when it hits these two switches, it slows down pretty good right here. And I'm not sure if it's just me or what, but it just feels like it goes a little bit slower. It might be the actual flipper. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start it up, and I'll show you the flipper pass from the start that I'm referring to. That is just like the real thing. And I'm using my rescue right off the bat. The shaker motor is hooked up to the Kill General Yagov, so once that kicks back at me, I get a little shake, which is really cool. I hope I do better on my second ball. It's still, the launch and the General Yagov is probably like the two shots that I still are not the easiest shots. They still feel just like the real one. They're not like super hard to make, but they're also not easy. I was hoping to get some multi-ball action going on, but Maybe because of my talking and everything, it doesn't look good. That was a lucky launch. Ah! Well, I'm going to fire this up one more time without trying to talk too much and see if I can just play better. Because that was a really crappy first ball. Ah! Oh, I forgot after the General Yagoff, the saver came. Or, I'm not even sure what happened there, actually, to be honest with you. I'm going to have to look back at the video and see what happened. This has always been one of my, I'm going to say, selling points to people whenever I talk about visual pinball versus the real thing. Maybe it's a table layout, or maybe it's just that top flipper pass that makes this just feel so right. Or maybe it's because I know that if I don't do that top flipper pass, it's going to come right down the middle, just like the real one would. I would say that that's probably the main reason why most people say that they don't like F-14. Is because right off the bat, it does have a tendency to want to go down the middle unless you do a flipper pass up there. My extra ball's lit. Didn't quite make that one. Or that one. Okay. My third lock-on is happening here. Hopefully I'll make it. To be able to get my release for the multi-balls. Yes. Got the flashers going off. My extra ball's lit, and that's why it's taking me forever to be able to get it. Probably will never get it now, actually. There we go. I'm gonna let this one go right down the middle to end the video, and also to give you an idea of me missing the flipper pass and how it's gonna go straight down the middle just like the real one. Well, thank you for watching. I'll be making a couple more of these videos on a couple other real games that I owned. Feel free to rate my video, whether you liked it or didn't, or add a comment, maybe based upon your own experiences with the real F-14 Tomcat. That would be awesome. Especially if you played this, the visual pinball table, and you had a point to make out based upon how the similarities or the differences are. That would be awesome. Thanks.